on Curiosity Stream. He allows them their riches
Putin has to be the richest of the rich.
in exchange for their loyalty.
The oligarchs have supported someone for president that they underestimate.
The illicit affair between Russia's elite and the man who rules them on Putin and the oligarchs. And World War II Normandy. An obscure battle training session takes a tragic turn. Uncover the one secret military catastrophe on the secret D-Day disaster. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com.
Hey, all of Macholas, thank you so much for listening to the Men's Room Podcast.
And thanks to our pals at the Advocates Law Firm for being great partners. Yes, even you, creepy Kyle.
Seriously, though, if you'd been injured as a result of somebody else in your car, on your bike, walking across the street, talk to our friends at the Advocates Law Firm and let them help you out.
Yeah, they're the best injury lawyers around, and they want to make sure that you're not taken advantage of. Plus, your first consultation is free.
It's simple. You get injured, the advocates get results. Contact them today at advocateslaw.com.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Back to the conversation. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box,
Armageddon.
The Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
A lot of action in the Olympics. You guys watch any gymnastics?
I really have
not yet, no.
All right. Last night I was watching trampoline gymnastics.
Hit it.
Trampoline gymnastics. It's like watching children on a trampoline, except they're super athletes, and if they fall once, it's over.
What exactly? So is it
You get 3 minutes to bounce.
Routine, so you have a routine.
3 minutes?
Well, because you got to hit the center of the tramp,
Right.
Of the
Trampoline.
tramps.
Trampoline.
Yeah.
Let's just go with trampoline.
All right. Exactly, to start your routine.
Okay.
So you have 3 minutes to kind of find your spot. Plus, frankly, you got to warm up. But the height they're getting is ridiculous. So then once you do that, then they have a set routine that they go through. And you don't kind of like you land once, kind of bounce back up, and then kind of like stop yourself on the trampoline. But if you fall, that's a wrap.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's wild.
That sounds
that
interesting.
would suck me in.
Yeah, that's what happened to me last night. I just turned it on, and because everything's in Tokyo,
Yeah.
like at nighttime for us here on the West Coast, everything's live. And the USA women, the basketball team, they were up like 20. So I clicked that off and then went over. By the way, if people don't realize this, like NBC generally for primetime has the tape stuff, but it's the bigger event you want to see.
Right.
But what's it? USA and then CNBC have a lot of live things too.
Do we? So as far as the trampoline gymnastics, is there both a men and women's team?
Don't know. I only saw the ladies.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
That's a good question. I don't know if there's a men's version.
Do they have a net around it, like the backyard trampoline?
No.
So it's crazy. Danger.
Yeah. And once they fall, because it's a trampoline, then they bounce back up, and their coaches have to slide under pads.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, like, regular gymnastics overall is an oddly dangerous sport.
Yeah, for sure.
But watching this last night, I was like, that girl's going to break her head. And then, like, one girl, her dad wanted her to do traditional, but she got into the trampolines.
Is there music? Do they do like a routine, like a floor routine where, they've got a theme or anything like that?
The only thing is the sound of that trampoline.
All right.
Yeah. And they all wear ankle socks.
I feel like someone should be playing cornhole in front of them and someone should be grilling hot dogs. You know what I mean? Like the whole backyard experience.
Yeah, it was crazy. Plus, like, it's hard to tell with gymnasts. I assume they're all somewhere like late teens to like early 20s. But man, they have some powerful thighs. You don't think about it, but I mean, that's like doing crazy amount of squats every day. Like,
especially for 3 minutes, man. That's a long ass time.
Well, the routine's not 3 minutes. You have 3 minutes to kind of warm up. So if you, by the time it clicks to 3 minutes, and I'm telling you, dude, I would have to look it up, but you will not believe the height they're getting. So it's not as many bounces as you think, but they just
so many flips and twists and turns and all that stuff they're doing in the air. I guess are getting scored on.
Correct.
Okay.
It's kind of like watching diving. It's about how you keep your legs and stuff when you're jumping in the air.
I would argue this though, Miles. I would watch cornhole if it were in the Olympics.
I would too.
Look,
dude, it's already on ESPN.
I know, and I get sucked when they do the
It's the
championships.
ACL, the American Cornhole League.
Of course, you know that, and you end up watching this, and because they're spectacular at it. And once you understand the strategy, which is not difficult to figure out, it's actually compelling, and I can't believe that I'm watching it, but I'm watching it. But if they put that in the Olympics, one, I think the U.S. would dominate, at least for a little while. But I would watch that in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Backyard games. What are other ones, like horseshoes? I would watch
lawn darts.
Yeah,
I would watch lawn dart. Absolutely.
Right, you have ladder golf, cornhole.
Ooh, ladder golf. Are you really good at that?
Croquet.
Well, like most lawn
I can't. Croquet.
horseshoes. I'm pretty decent at any game that you can hold a cup in your left hand.
Well, they already have badminton. They already have volleyball.
Yeah.
They got half the backyard taken care of.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not the badminton you play with your children or with other adults.
No, it is not.
Let's see. People are very annoyed with the champion on Jeopardy right now.
How long have they been there? Do we know? There was because on Monday, I want to say the day that the guy posted the biggest loss, the winner, they were at 4 days, like 122,000.
Right, that's Matt, right? I think it's the same guy. He's been dominating.
So he's crushing. All right.
He's just annoying people because basically no matter what the question is, he always answers what. Even it's supposed to be a response to a person, which he should be answering who. So the answer to a clue was Jim Parsons. He said, what's Parsons?
People are really getting mad about this.
Well, look, he's on Jeopardy dominating. He's clearly smart. He knows what he's doing. So people are like, is he, like, they're just like, he's just doing this to annoy the viewers.
Oh, if he, and I know this sounds bad. I support him if he is, because that's just funny. Like, if he's just doing it to annoy people and winning, you're like, all right, well.
I wonder how long Jeopardy will take to determine who the next person is. So, I mean, how many more tryouts are they going to do? Like, when
right, because LeVar Burton's still doing it. I think they still have a couple more people.
At this point, I don't know that they really even need to find a permanent host because, one, this formula has, no one knew how it would go when Alex Trebek died, right? But they've been doing this. The ratings, I do not believe, have slipped at all. And the truth is, even if you end up with 7 guest hosts who routinely come in and do it when they can do it, Aaron Rodgers will come in and do it again at the end of an NFL season.
LeVar Burton come back. Kenny Mayne, man. Kenny Mayne would do a great job hosting a game show.
He would, but I like to see him doing something else besides Jeopardy.
Right, but
hosting Jeopardy doesn't exactly lend itself to the biggest
comedy.
person.
Yes, right. but he would bring that element of the funny. Which has never been the typical.
I don't think
that's not Jeopardy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like that's upset. Like trust me, I love Kenny Mayne, but that's why that's why Trebek was so good at it, and we like Trebek later in life. Don't forget, there was a lot of years everybody just thought he was a D because the way he kind of talked during the show.
Right, but if you can remain just being yourself, and you're not the worst person in the world, people will figure out why they like you.
Yeah,
because at one point you're like, this guy's so stuffy, he's so mean to the contestants, blah blah blah. And really, it's like he's not being mean. He's being studious, and he expects you to do better.
Yeah.
That's really what his vibe is.
Kenny Mayne, I think, would be great hosting a game show. And there's so many goofy, wacky game shows out there.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. Have you guys seen the dating show on Netflix yet where people are dressed up as animals?
No. Is it on now?
It is.
But is this the animal one or the crazy... Is it the same show?
Well, they dress in just basically
the super makeup thing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, I have not seen that.
You don't see who they are. So
Sexy Beast.
Sexy Beast.
That's what it's called.
No,
so the first one is a very attractive woman that you don't know till the end, but she's dressed as the devil, right?
Okay.
But she's got the chin and everything. She looks like the devil. The one guy's like a gargoyle or something. There's what was the other? They're just weird animals, right? But they're having serious conversations and they're trying to hit on each other. But it's so weird.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it'd be like going to the Star Wars bar and then someone's hitting on you.
Yeah. And the one girl, her line was I'm so single, I'm dressing up as a panda bear to try to find a date.
Yeah, that's a true statement. True statement.
I also was talking to some people, some of these dating shows, last year were massive, right? Love is Blind.
Okay.
Or Too Hot to Handle. But I still think a lot of that was people were in lockdown. Because I liked these shows last year, but now I'm just I really have no interest. There was no live sports on. Tiger King. Because Steve Miggs and I were talking about this on the Megacast. I don't think Tiger King would be even close to the phenomenon it is without that being the first couple months of lockdown and nobody could do anything.
I don't think there's any chance. And I think during the lockdown, when everyone thought the world was ending, et cetera, you needed something that took you away from everything, right? Because everything on the news sucked. And news always sucks. I mean, that's news's purpose is to tell you the bad news, right? But things were just worse last year. So something like Tiger King kind of filled the void, or these dumbass dating shows. I think the less you had to think and the more you could just basically voyeurism, it made you feel better. Now people are kind of getting back to the schedule like, I do not have time for your dumb S. Right? It's tight, like, I ain't got time for you, man.
Yeah. Well, and again, I think sports has a big part of that too.
And lack of sports.
You know, it's much easier to agree to shows to watch on when you don't both have something you want to watch.
yeah, put it on. Right? I don't care.
I mean, think about it. This time last year, people really thought that they might go through all of Netflix.
Yeah. I mean, and they tried.
Not anymore.
No. It seemed reasonable. Like, are we going to run out? It's like, nah, we're not going to run out. And we clearly haven't.
It's like running out of nature shows on Disney Plus. It's impossible.
Disney. I don't have Disney Plus. A lot of nature.
Oh, God, man. You could go through 2 ounces of weed trying to get through that.
They got a whole section just for National Geographic.
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, yeah.
I watch Nat Geo a decent amount, but I like all the crazy people that live in the bush or in Alaska. Lately, it's been all sharks. I'm like, when are we getting back to the weirdos that live in the middle of nowhere?
It's almost the problem with Shark Week. It's not as exciting as it used to be.
Yeah.
You know, so you're kind of like, all right, man. Get back to some of your other shows.
And they only did that to compete with Shark Week. So it's like they don't even do it. They just kind of put their own thing up.
No, that was Shark. Oh,
crap. Nat Geo is Shark something.
Fest, right?
Shark Fest.
But aren't they connected with Discovery?
Well, Discovery
are.
No.
I thought they were.
They're not?
No.
Really?
No.
Nat Geo and Discovery, they're two separate entities?
Huh.
Well, they might be owned by the same company, but they compete against each other
For
as far as getting these viewers, yeah.
Right. I guess I'm saying I thought they were owned by the same company because I thought some of the same shows kind of go back and forth.
I don't know. I mean, look, for my money, I will watch Discovery more than I watch Nat Geo. Just their programs are a little more toward what I like. But during the Shark time, it's all kind of the same. Sure. Do I want to see celebrities having their first experience with sharks? I don't care.
Last night, they spent 60 solid minutes on just New Smyrna Beach, Florida. So, like, they didn't even leave that area.
Right.
They're just like, here's another, and another, and another. Here's a sign that says, hey, shark, and another.
What's its
and
nickname?
Another.
Like Shark Bite Beach? Or
it's the Shark Attack Capital of the World or something like that.
Do you want to brag about that?
I mean, that's
we have the biggest ball of yarn. Well, guess what? You're more likely to get eaten in the water here.
They're prepared for it. Like, they've got, like, tourniquets in the lifeguard stands. They've got all kinds of things to hopefully, cut the blood from spewing all over the ambulance.
Yeah, National Geographic started as its own entity, then I think it got bought by Disney, but either way, the mouse owns it right now, and then Discovery is owned by Advanced Publications, so they are two competitors there.
Huh, all right.
Anyone here ever heard of Advanced Publications? This is the first I've ever heard of it.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, I'm starting to wonder if there's too much hype around these sharks. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody's so afraid of shark attacks, but everybody I know, like, still goes to the beach and swims in the ocean. It's not like...
It has limited my time in saltwater.
But it shouldn't...
I'm just being honest.
I bet you're in more danger the amount of times you golf of getting hit by lightning than swimming in the ocean and get bit by a shark.
But for whatever reason...
You've been hit by lightning.
I know. That's not a fear of mine. I mean, I don't know.
It's not personal.
It's irrational. It doesn't make sense. You're absolutely right. I just don't know why. It's one of those things that, like, there's a reason that, most people choke on hot dogs and things like that. Right. I eat hot dogs all the time. My fear is peanut butter. Like, it's like, there's all these, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, it doesn't make it right. It just, I don't know why my brain works the way it does.
Well, I guess, like, I have a phobia of snakes, but, like, I don't go to the jungle. Like, I guess my point is like, and it's not like, snakes, every time you go to the jungle, they're attacking people. But I guess,
every time.
I guess just with sharks, it's like, we're hyping them up so much now. And I'm like, wait a minute, I was just in the ocean. I wasn't scared of damn sharks.
It's just that, look, the occurrence of shark attacks is exceptionally low, all things considered. But when it happens, it is always distressing.
In fairness, you're in an area that has a lot of shark attacks.
Oh, down in South Carolina?
Yes.
Out on a little barrier island?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what I mean. The little fish, the sharks, shallow water.
I'd nickname you Chum.
Tons
What's
of
up,
feeders.
Chum?
All the things.
Look, I'll go swimming in Cape Cod. I don't care, man. Frickin' crazy. If you're watching stuff this weekend, obviously the Olympics will be on. Your Sounders are on tomorrow, Saturday at 2 p.m. So enjoy that weekend.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You are listening to The Men's Room.
Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Florida wins again with the arrival of the South American penis snake.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, video shows Nepal escaping 16 wild dogs, crocodiles, and hippos, all while jumping into a lake. BC man tells Mounties he didn't want to cut his grass, so he just set it on fire. A jail cell in Florida is where a man who castrated another in a La Quinta Inn will retire. And a woman is burned and sets her car on fire while trying to kill bed bugs. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
All right, our top story. We go to BC, Canada, where a man received a decent fine for the upkeep on his lawn. Like many, mowing the lawn can be a chore that feels a little tedious. But one man in Canada came up with a very effective way to bring his lawn down a bit. Set it on fire. In the middle of a drought, during a burn ban.
In downtown Vancouver.
This, as you can guess, brought attention to his methods, and he was cited $1,000.
God, people are stupid.
Yeah, when the Mounties came up on him, they said, "What are you doing?" He says, "I just didn't want to mow my lawn."
But it's only $1,000 for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you should go to jail.
Right?
I mean, given the time of the year and what's going on, like, hey, man, you know.
This thing was 10 feet wide by the time they got there, and they he needed their help to put it out.
I mean,
Yeah. This is just stupid all day, man. This, In other news...
Stupid all day.
Stupid all day. In other news, South Florida is getting a brand new animal to call their own, the legless amphibian known as the Sicilian. Sicilian? Or you can just call it the penis snake. Mm-hmm. They're native to Colombia and Venezuela and have been trimming up on the coast of Florida. Good news is the local Fish and Wildlife Commission says they are completely harmless. They still are just really nasty looking.
And it's neither a penis nor a snake.
Right.
It's a legless amphibian that sadly looks like a giant penis.
Mike, I think you need to spin this differently.
Okay.
It looks fantastic.
It does.
It looks great.
It looks great.
Who would want to hang out with that? You know what I mean?
You know, the old penis snake.
Want to have some fun
we
with
need
that
to do
one.
a better job of putting the penis in its aesthetics in a better light, I believe.
That's fair. You know what, Miles? You're very right on that.
Man, that's a good-looking snake.
Think about what happened to the old Floridian vagina rat. You know, people just...
the vagina rat.
Yeah.
If you don't want to look it up, just basically picture the biggest, slimiest salamander that you can and just take its legs.
No. The biggest, most beautiful
slimy
that you've ever seen.
You know what? Slime ain't that bad
Slimy
either.
is not a positive.
Now,
Penis
how about
is slime.
this? Picture you have lubricated your penis.
Exactly.
Look at it.
It's
That's
shiny.
what it looks like.
It's shiny.
Now
It's got a
picture it
sheen.
climbing through the Everglades.
Exactly. Not climbing.
Picture your shiny
slithering.
penis.
It's on safari.
Yes. Slithering through the Everglades. That is what it looks
So
like.
do we know why it's a legless amphibian and not a snake? Do we know why?
Probably within the
One,
newt family. Or,
A
you know what I
snake
mean?
was a reptile, an amphibian is an amphibian.
Fair.
So,
But they're swimming snakes. They're like the water moccasins and whatnot.
there
Right?
are, but even the swimming snakes are still reptiles.
Okay.
So this, for what I guess when you go through the genus and all the rest, it is in fact an amphibian, therefore not a snake, and oddly this particular one looks like a penis.
Well, all right then. All right, cool.
I just can't believe it's hanging out by the airport.
Well, it's finally something to compete with the hooded cobra.
In some parts of the world, they don't have hoods.
Unless I'm just a regular snake.
You could dip the tip in copper and be a copperhead.
Yeah. Got it. One step ahead of you, brother.
Look at that.
That's been
Check
a
this out.
lifelong, yeah.
Check this out.
Oh,
It's like
man.
a grill, but for down there.
In Vail, Colorado, animal control was called to a local parking garage. Seems that a 2 to 3 year old bull moose had made itself comfortable inside the parking garage and would not leave on its own as teams attempted to lure it out of the building. Seeing no other option, they tranquilized the animal and carried it back out into the wild. It took no less than 10 people to carry this giant-ass moose out of there, man.
Meanwhile, the moose is like, dude, I still don't know where my car is.
I know they're tranquilizer guns. It is just awkward to see dudes pointing guns at a moose in a parking garage.
Right?
Yeah, that's not an
Just drawn
everyday
up
thing.
on them. They got the scope and everything. They're like 10 feet away.
Yeah. I saw that picture and I was like, yo, what is going on there?
You're going on the wall. Police in Michigan had to help a woman with a bit of a pest issue. A woman launched into a full-on panic attack after getting into her car and discovering that it had been overrun by bed bugs. In an attempt to eradicate them, the woman poured rubbing alcohol all about her car and set it ablaze. This went about as well as you'd expect and set her car completely on fire, as well as suffering some burns herself. Officials were able to get on the scene and put out the fire before it caused damage to the surrounding area.
So did it ruin the car?
I mean, what
Yeah.
did she think was going to happen? I mean,
Right.
I understand you're freaking out about bed bugs and all that. I get it, but
Yeah,
the
again-
moment you light the inside of your car on fire with an accelerant, as far as I know, there's kind of only one way this ends,
Right.
and it's the way it ended there. And technically, would they not be car bugs at that point?
Right? Come on now.
But
they don't just live in beds.
Look, if you get lice on your head but crabs on your pubes, but they're kind of the same, then you might as well give them the designation as car bugs.
Right. This has got to be just somebody taking the meme, kill it with fire too far.
Yeah, I mean, fire's effective. It was my father's solution to everything. I ain't scared of any man. Give me a flamethrower.
Right.
Show me the one animal that likes fire. I'm like, Dad, I don't know.
It's
most
not a
people.
bad theory, but
He's right. I'm like, do you think you would have a flamethrower available? And he gives scenarios where he would. Are we going camping? Yep.
Mom's hairspray and a lighter.
Yeah. Yep.
In Florida, a man is going to prison for performing a surgery. This one's just nasty. He got into contact with his patient online and agreed to perform a castration on him. On the day of the surgery, police got a 911 hang-up call that led them to the operating room, meaning this guy's bedroom. They found the patient lying on his back holding a bloody towel to his groin, along with the scene of a massacre all around him. The doctor has finally been sentenced to 3 years after a long trial there.
Jesus.
That's a weird request to begin.
If you want to be a eunuch, go to a doctor, man.
Right.
Go to a real doctor.
And that was the thing, is that he met him on a eunuch website, which I didn't know that there was such a thing, but it makes sense. And then he just said, yeah, come on over to my place and I'll help you out. This guy's 76 years old, doesn't have any kind of a medical license or anything like that, and just...
I mean, yeah, I can sever your penis. I can do it.
Right. I can make it so that you don't have it
I can't make the bleeding stop.
Right. Goodness gracious.
My bad.
In South Africa, footage of the luckiest Impala alive is going viral. The video shows the Impala running away from no less than 16 wild dogs before it jumps into a nearby pond. It's worth noting that the pond is known to be infested with crocodiles. The video continues as the Impala swims across the pond directly into a group of hippos, who then take an interest in charging the animal. There's a bit of a scuffle, and the Impala makes it out of the encounter unscathed.
Nice.
If you watch the video, you cannot believe this thing lives.
It's wild.
It is.
He's tempting death.
And
Thank God he'll never have that situation ever happen again in his life.
Ever.
Certainly not every day.
9 million times.
And that is it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it, guys. Enjoy the weekend. More Men's Room coming up next with the Men's Room Happy Hour exclusively on the Odyssey app.
Yes, indeed, it is all true. But in the meantime, we be all about this bitch for 90 seconds. So until then, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
New on Curiosity Stream, she was a loving wife, a devoted mother. She also stole atomic secrets and gave them to the Soviets. Meet the woman whose deception kick-started the Cold War on the spy who stole the atom bomb. And
what if they catch you?
Then I shall be shot.
They're coming! Come back!
relive history's most death-defying escapes. It's Impossible Escapes, Civil War. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com.
Avocado believes in a healthier way to make a mattress. Better for you, better for the planet. That's the promise of Avocado Green's organic certified mattresses, bedding, and furniture. All handcrafted in sunny Los Angeles with the best natural materials on Earth. As a carbon-negative company and proudly certified B Corp, we believe our business can be a force for good. Shop organic on avocadogreenmattress.com.
In the wee hours of the night, when everyone else is fast asleep, you're the one on third shift, burning the midnight oil. When a part fails and everything comes to a grinding halt, regardless of what the clock on the wall says, you leap into action. Grainger is with you and all the ones who get it done. With 24/7 customer support by phone or click to chat. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.